the sun's reflecting on the ocean, so it's hella bright.
We needed a break. Nothing dramatic, just a couple of chill days somewhere that wasn't demanding anything from us. So we headed down the coast to these towns, Santa Cruz and Monterey. Surfers out at sunrise, empty stretches of beaches where the only sounds are the birds and the waves, locals just hanging out. Plus, we got to spot seals and otters in Monterey. Maybe this is just the type of vibe we need. For the next few days, we decided to lean into the chill side of Santa Cruz. Sure, we could make a video about all of the picture-perfect things you could do here, but honestly, the chilled-out version felt a little more true to the place, and to us.
Do you want social lubricant or have a deep conversation?
Every trip doesn't need to be a production, so let's go hang out in Santa Cruz for a bit. We're staying at another Harvest Host for a few days. I talked about Harvest Host before, so I won't go into the whole spiel again, but we got to tasting wine at a place called Hallcrest. We literally escaped to California to get away from the wet and cold, and California said, think again. On top of that, we had a massive amount of water pour in from a leak in our roof. Some people would say, cry me a river, there are worse problems out there, and they'd be right, but we're also human. Sometimes a bunch of little things stack up and you just hit a wall. Anyway, the crew at Hallcrest Winery couldn't have been friendlier.
Locally grown organic grapes, and it's fermented in a big tank. We crushed and pressed this about 2 weeks ago. Wow. And it's about 90% Newtown Pippin apples. Newtown Pippin is a really popular. Hold on, did I bring another cup on here?
You got that?
Oh, there it is.
So recharge number 1 was all about drinking wine. For tomorrow's recharge, we need a beach.
This morning we're heading to a cafe called Cat and Cloud. There are a couple of different locations here in Santa Cruz, but I feel like this one would offer the best street parking, and it's pretty close to the lighthouse where a lot of the surfers are, so hopefully the surfers are out and we can see some of these beaches nearby too.
We're sitting on the patio because it's been raining for the past several days and we need to soak up some sunshine. Everyone here has been very friendly, like Chick-fil-A level of friendliness. I got a picnic sando, Tony got the chuck. And then I, of course, got a dirty chai. Tony got a creamy beige, which allegedly is like a milkshake in espresso, so that makes sense. Now it was $50 after tip. So we're gonna make a habit of not eating out for breakfast and just getting coffee out. I mean, you could make the argument that you guys have coffee in the RV, and yes, we do, but I feel like coffee is one of those simple joys we have getting out at a cafe, and it allows us to like see more of the town and interact with people. So
this popped open and we lost our stinky slinky.
Anyway, surfers and beaches. Things are starting to look up.
what are those?
Pelican?
Oh, are they?
I'm not totally sure about all the birds there, but I think I spot a few brown pelicans and some cormorants? I forgot how to pronounce that.
A lot of people don't realize what goes on behind the scenes when filming.
I'm gonna get my camera before it blows away.
For instance, every time we film one of these walking shots, one of us has to walk all the way back to grab the tripod. Set up the shot, walk, backtrack for the tripod, repeat.
On hikes, it's basically doubling our distance and our time. But Hover Air just sent us this. This is the Hover Air X1 Pro Max, a self-flying drone that can follow us automatically. There are a number of ways to fly this drone, but by far the quickest and the easiest is just to fly it as is. No controller, no setup. And you can do this by laying it in the palm of your hand, selecting which mode you wish to fly, and when you're ready, just pushing the button in the sitter, which allows the drone to take off and does its thing. This tiny drone shoots up to 8K for those classic California coastal shots. And it's light, like really light. It's under 200 grams, which is less than my phone. Fits as comfortably in my pocket as my phone does too.
And the best part is, it doesn't slow us down. No setup, no bulky gear, no going back to retrieve the tripod. We just launch it, let it track us, and then it lands right on the palm of our hand. Perfect for spontaneous moments or when we want to capture a landscape quickly.
I've been trying to get Sarah to learn how to fly a drone for years now, and with this, there's no learning curve. The enclosed cage means no exposed propellers, so it's safe to launch in tighter spaces. Sarah-proof.
But if you do want more control, you can connect your phone with the beacon and joysticks and monitor the drone with ease. If you want to start capturing high-quality drone content, Hover Air's holiday sale is live. Save up to 34% and get a free battery with your purchase. Get the best gift of the holiday season by tapping the link in the description.
So we've only been in California for about a week and a half, but it's felt like at least 4 weeks. And I think the primary reason for that is because it has been raining incessantly pretty much the whole time we've been here. So this is the first sunny day we've had, which is nice because we're in beautiful Santa Cruz. We're checking out some beaches, and this one that we're heading to now is called Panther Beach, and it's really cool. It has like cliff faces and looks a bit more rugged.
And it feels like more of an adventure to get to.
So there are signs about that say, just check the tides before you come down here, because if you don't, you'll probably get caught in the high tide and be stuck. Just make sure you check the tides. Panther Beach is raw, simple, just cliffs, sand, and the low roar of the Pacific. We walked around for a while and watched the waves smack against the rocks. Just good vibes, a salty breeze, and a good energy boost. Okay, we should talk about this before the comments flood in. We did not go to the boardwalk. I know, but look, we were here in the middle of the week, and the arcade and carnival games are fun, but we really wanted to go on the rides. However, they only operated during the weekend. So we agreed to save our money and venture to the boardwalk maybe another time. Gone is the nice weather we had yesterday. We don't really have a plan today. It's just gonna go downtown, kind of explore and see what we can find. And
You'll know how I love to putz.
we're putzing today.
Around.
Putzing around.
Well, this is now your third time in Santa Cruz. What do you think of this city?
Although my previous visits were not very long, so I'm not going to pretend I know the ins and outs of this place. The people that reside and kind of flock to Santa Cruz, there are a lot of parallels with the people who I feel like reside in Olympia. Olympia might be a little bit more like radical, but especially like UC Santa Cruz, there's some colleges in that have a lot of similarities to Evergreen. So I have always had like a kinship with people who love Santa Cruz. I don't know, it's kind of quirky, fun. Tony's a beach guy, I'm a mountain girl, and this is like the perfect mix of both worlds should we ever buy a house. Although I did look at the realtor app yesterday and we cannot closely afford anything that is for sale in Santa Cruz.
Very much coastal town hours here, with many places opening around 10 or 11.
So just here a little too early in the day for all the places I would want to putz around in.
What was open was a bagel shop nearby, and I love a solid bagel, so let's start there.
Oh, it smells so good.
Have you heard from that? Okay, I talked
Bagel, meh. Cream cheese, very good.
Bagels secured. And now that the stores are finally opened, we wandered down Pacific Ave doing a little thrifting. And that's where we stumbled into the final place to help our recharge.
A little alchemy, some elixirs, a whole lot of spiritual energy. A few centuries ago, this stuff would have gotten you labeled as a witch or a sorcerer, but the minute I found this on maps, I knew we had to check it out.
So this is our main elixir menu right here. These 3 categories are herbal concoctions. On the back side, it gives you a description of all of our elixirs and its effects. We also have a guide for our drinks.
Making me nervous. I can hear it squeaking.
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like a wizard. Do I just
knock it back?
It's really good. It's hot though.
Which one was that?
Truth serum. Cinnamon, ashwagandha, pine something.
So this one is beekeepers. It's supposed to have raw honey, royal honey, coffee, and something else. Like Santa Cruz, Monterey is just south of San Francisco and less than an hour from San Jose. It's just on the other side of the bay from Santa Cruz, so as we continue our chill, no plan, just kind of spend a day in a place, we took the RV to Monterey for a day. We're in Monterey this morning, and the plan is pretty simple. We're gonna find some coffee, find somewhere to eat, walk around, find somewhere else to eat, probably walk around some more, and kind of...
And that's it, because that's all we can afford.
Takes us. It's not a budget video, but we are trying to budget a little bit better, so we're not gonna do like the fancy wine tastings and the expensive aquarium and all the things that would probably pinch our pockets a lot more than we can afford right now. We actually found this parking lot. I didn't think we'd be able to find a lot of RV parking, but this is nice. It's right by Fisherman's Wharf, and there's actually spots that we can fit into. So we'll park here for a couple hours and then maybe park again, but this is a good spot for us to kind of hang out for. First stop in the morning is always coffee. Today, the cafe of choice is Captain and Stoker. For breakfast, cinnamon butter toast and a quiche, plus a dirty chai and a matcha latte.
Oh, that one bubble. It's gonna cause trouble, you'll see, but it's alright.
Altogether, breakfast this morning cost us about 18 bucks.
Cheers is up here.
I can't get in the frame. Fisherman's Wharf is definitely touristy. There's no getting around that. But there's something kind of charming about it. Especially if you catch it early before all the shops open and the crowds really wake up. We ducked into this quiet little coffee shop tucked towards the back of the pier, grabbed another cup of rocket fuel, and took it to their back deck to watch the birds and whatever marine life decided to make an appearance.
We'd made mention that we weren't going to check out the aquarium, and while that might ruffle some feathers, those tickets are $65 a person. And we figured we're getting a front row show to all of the marine life right here for free.
Everyone's always fascinated by Cannery Row when they visit Monterey, but few people talk about the history. Now, I'm no historian. In fact, everything I'm about to tell you is the Cliff Notes version and mostly from this plaque I just found right here. But the history of Cannery Row is an interesting example of diverse cultures coming together. Chinese immigrants are responsible for starting Monterey's fishing industry. A man named Frank Booth is responsible for starting the canning process for sardines in 1902. And in that same year, a Japanese immigrant named Otosaburo Noda established the very first cannery for tuna and salmon. Then Knut Hovden, a Norwegian fisheries expert, modernized the canning process. On top of that, Pietro Fernante, a Sicilian fisherman, introduced efficient nets, revolutionizing the sardine catching process. It's a hot hodgepodge of cultures that shape the area. Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting find. Yes, I probably butchered a lot of the names. Feel free to fact check any of that. Like I said, I'm just reading what I found. Oh, and there's pirates?
Collect more treasure. Hurry now, me hearties.
Tucked behind Cannery Row, you'll find a beach, McCabe Beach. It's one of the remnants of the historic sardine canneries here, but you may never know that with it being in the shadow of the restaurants and hotels. This place has lived a few lives. First as a failed tourist dream of John McCabe in the early 1900s, after that a Chinese fishing village, then the industrial heart of Monterey. So we had trouble figuring out where to eat. The spot that I wanted to go to was over back by Cannery Row, and it was a little pricey and probably nowhere to park. Luckily, where we did park, there is Dust Bowl Brewing, so we came here. They got a food truck here, just got tacos and stuff like that, and then some decent beers, which I feel like I need one. We got an Orange Cran IPA for Sarah, and then for myself, I got a Taco Truck Mango IPA.
Tastes like San Diego when I was 23. Do they look good?
Yeah. Legit.
Pretty damn good. Just wait till we have California burritos again.
But what about Carmel, you might say? Well, have you been to that place? Sure, it's beautiful, but it's chaos just trying to drive the RV through that town. Forget finding a parking spot. Of course, we also mentioned last video that parts of Big Sur will also close because of the landslide. 2026 seems like a good time to come back. On that note, folks, this is our last video of 2025. It's been a year. Ups and downs.
Shut the up. Horrible.
Weird moments, good food,
These are the best tacos in Mexico City. I'll die on that hill.
and everything in between. Here's hoping 2026 will bring even more adventure. We'll see you in January.
Welcome to our new home.
In heaven when my lover's near. Lord, let this
Look at that peacock!
I don't even see them around. Beans on toast, beans on toast, beans on toast.
Thunder just crashing. Oh, this water is like so high up.
Is this real life?
lover, don't go.
What'd you get?
Beef?
A pigeon habit.
Is that bird poop? Where? In your dumplings?
A bird just in my dumplings.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is awkward. I feel like I was gonna say Bob Ross. Who's the guy who lays like this? Richard Simmons? Oh man, I don't know.